It's Enrico Pallazzo!
Utah, give me 2.
Pallazzo!
Hey, what's up, everybody? Pallazzo
Utah.
Podcast, 2 L's,
Give me
2
2.
Z's. Welcome aboard. It is Sunday. It's the Faab-Ulous Waiver live chat show. It's myself, Michael Govier, and Britton Allan. Look at that. I nailed it. There it is. Look at that. After
Nailed
5
it.
years.
Yeah.
I really got to turn my wrist inward. Wow. Okay. There we go.
Just do the opposite of what you think you're supposed to do, and generally that works out.
Oh, the George Costanza method.
Exactly.
I will do the opposite if every instinct you ever had was wrong.
Then the opposite must be right.
Oh, man, it's still so funny 30 years later. All right, we're ready to rock here. This is I guess, according to the world of fantasy baseball, this isn't that big of a week for Fab. Are you hearing this at all? Because I've heard this a little bit, but I'm still getting back in the game after coming back from Denver.
Well, I wouldn't say anything major. I mean, there have been some call-ups, like the shortstop second base from Colorado, like that news hit today. Adele, and I apologize, I know that's not how you pronounce it, but last name Amador.
Hey,
he was a big name a year or two ago. He came up, struggled, got sent back down, so he's not that big, but he's a prospect from their number one prospect, I think. Now that Zine got now that Veen got called up. But what do you think? I vaguely remember. Weren't you an Amador guy?
I'm interested. He was so terrible last year, but most Rockies guys that got called up last year were god awful. So I'm just gonna chalk it up to garbage last year. Just a weird vibe in Colorado. Which, by the way,
Coors.
I was in Denver for 16 days. I didn't get to catch a damn game. I mean, I really just wanted to pop into Coors, and I could have caught that 17-2 game. I didn't get to see that one. Oh, well, that's life. But I am really glad to be back. I'm going to wait on Amador. I'm not really that interested right now. If you're desperate for steals, sure, maybe give it a call. But in fact, Britton, right off the top, we got a ton of people in the chat, and we're going to talk about our guys. I even made a little graphic today. I went the extra mile. Wow. Yeah, look at me.
You see, this is what's funny, Michael Govier. You made a graphic. I wrote some notes on a blank envelope letter that I found in one of my drawers. I couldn't even find a real piece of paper, but I found a blank envelope, so that's what I wrote my show notes on.
Thank you, Jesus.
Tells where we're at.
I love it. I love it, dude. You know, what I'll do next time is actually, hey, I'll ask you what you wrote down, because Britton writes notes every week, and then I'll make you a graphic too. I just did it last second on the whim. So we'll both have graphics next time.
I did it this morning, so it's fresh out the oven here.
Hey, on the Fab Day, the latest and fresher it can be, the better I think it is of use right now. All right, so diving in, Dave White. Welcome to the show, Dave White. You seem like a newbie to me. I don't recognize your name, but I want you to subscribe and like the video. We'd love to get look, we're not here for the money. We just love doing this show, but I want to do this show for the rest of my life. I'd love to make this my life. So if you want to give us a tip or a donation, the directions are in the banner below here on the live chat. So Ben Rice or Vinny P, right off the bat here. Is this a debate, Britton?
I don't think so. I mean, Vinny P is really good, but Ben Rice has been super hot. In fact, in major league qualified hitters, and I'm talking the Aaron Judges of the world, the Kyle Schwarbers, 60 or more plate appearances, Ben Rice's OPS is third. Ben Rice is batting first or second for the Yankees every day. I just don't know how you get away from Ben Rice. I just don't. And I like Vinny P.
Wow. So you really think that Ben Rice hitting leadoff, Ben Rice being a part of this team 5 to 6 days a week is the way of the future right now?
I do. I think when he's hot, and you just keep riding it. I think Vinny P's a great player. But I mean, like I said, the numbers are the numbers. He's one of the top 10 best hitters in baseball right now. So yeah, man, I'm keep on the Ben Rice stage, baby. Rice-A-Roni with some pork tenderloin wrapped in bacon, a side of Rice-A-Roni, some broccoli with some cheddar on it.
Oh, baby. I had a buddy of mine. He made some Korean pork tenderloin sliders last year. They were so damn good.
I love Korean pork anything. You're talking my love language.
That's funny. We should do a bit where we have everybody on Pallazzo's love language. That's actually really funny.
Yeah.
What is Ben Chase's love language? How about Mike Virginia's? Did you ever wonder what Robbie Bass?
what we don't want to know is what's Robbie's love language, because that would have to be like a adults only,
after
some type
hours.
of parent supervised, like the rated R or whatever.
Oh
You'd have to
yeah,
do
like when
some
you watch
type of notice
RoboCop
on
when
that.
you're like 8 years old and you shouldn't. Yeah, it happens. Fantasy sports, our pal. What's up, buddy? Not a fan of carrying extra bats in points league. Should I still add Nick Kurtz? Okay, so you want to hold Nick Kurtz now, and you're expecting him to come up when exactly? Nick Kurtz is on a tear to start his career in AAA, by the way, right? He's at AAA now, tearing it up for the A's. You got Alonso, Vinny P, and Ohtani in my 3 starting spots. Well, those guys are all staying. I think Nick Kurtz is an example of a guy that we really want him to impact now, but I'm not sure that's happening at this moment. I wouldn't, unless you have an NA spot in Yahoo or something like that, I'm not going to carry an extra guy like Kurtz who offers me nothing right now in the hope that he will help me in the future. Unless it's a dynasty or keeper league, then maybe.
Yeah, Nick Kurtz is the hottest name in the minor leagues right now, and rightfully so. He's probably the hottest hitter in minor leagues. But didn't we see this with Joey Liperfito last year? I mean, this happens. And look, Nick Kurtz is going to be good. I get that. But like Ty France is also super hot, and he's a major leaguer. And like if Nick Kurtz comes up and does what Ty France does, you'd be super excited. But that's just not how typically rookies work. And I am not under any circumstances put any cold water on the Nick Kurtz grades. He is in our Pallazzo Auto New League.
Oh,
I got I stashed that dude about a year ago. I love it. I'm all for Nick Kurtz.
You did already. He's on your 40 man. Nice job.
Yeah, but also Kurtz, Heart of Darkness, Joseph Conrad, the horror. The horror. I mean, where's he going to play? First base at Soderstrom. So the reason why
you called this, didn't you, Britton? Didn't you call Rooker playing outfield this year in the preseason on our shows? Which Star Platinum is saying they're playing Rooker in the outfield yesterday to make room for Kurtz. Yep. Which I don't know if that's necessarily true yet, though.
That's the prevailing opinion. That they're moving Rooker to outfield, doing it up there so that so it's going to be Blade in center, Rooker in right, and then Andahar in left. Andahar is one of my pickups. Just that's not even a good teaser because no one gives a darn. But anyway, so they're going to leave the DH spot open for Kurtz is the prevailing opinion, I think, of everything fantasy. So the fact that they moved Rooker literally yesterday to the first time he's played outfield has set up all these, whistles like, oh, that means Kurtz is coming up, which probably does. But in NFBC, at an NFBC site, since he hasn't been called up, you can't pick him up. That's in a lot of leagues you can, Yahoo, Fantrax, whatever.
Yeah, right.
But
not an NFBC.
Yeah, but no, that's a great stash. I mean, it could be like, you remember when Rhys Hoskins got called up, and he
I'll never forget
it. Hit 9 home runs that month.
One of the greatest runs ever, 2017. Helped me win a title. I'll never forget it. He was my stash. I nailed that stash because I stashed him all year long because he was putting up really good OBP numbers, though, too, not just the power. And I thought that would have a good floor for him. But
I'll
yeah,
never
that was
forget
legendary.
it, too. I was the exact same. Like him, Trey Turner, and Gary Sanchez. When those guys got called up, they were lights out from the very – but, I mean, I can't really think of – I mean, those are exceptions to the rule, but maybe
Matt Olson did a little bit of that too. Matt Olson went on a run when he got called up as well with the A's. Again, just like Nick Kurtz.
Go A's.
Go A's. All right, that's enough A's talk. Nick Kurtz, look, the guy's got talent. You want it to happen. He was just drafted in the MLB draft last year, I'm just saying. And I know things move quicker these days than they ever have before, but not everybody's the Angels either, okay? That's my opinion. Well, we got tons of action in here. We want to give a quick shout out, by the way, to our pal, Mike Virginia. Says, greetings from Camden Yards, you bozos. He is live right now with his son. This is a moment Mike will never forget forever because it's his very first game at Camden Yards with his boy.
We're all O's fans today, Mike V.
Very cool. What a special moment that must be. Cade Povich on the bump today?
He's on the bump. Cool. Facing Jose Barrios.
That's a guaranteed win for the O's.
We'll see. Jose Barrios every now and then has a great game. Have you noticed? Sure,
because he had a 3.60 ERA last year, so he ends up having decent starts. but I just don't. You can't trust him week to week. I feel like, especially in head to head, he can blow up a week for you.
Especially on getaway day, I'd have to go look at the lineups and see if they're resting anybody. But we'll see.
All right, so there's a ton of people talking, but let's get into a little bit of what you're looking at this week, Britton. What I'm looking at as well for our players. I made a graphic. Do we want to see it? We want to do it right now? Just get it over with? Might as well.
Yeah, baby.
Look at this fancy thing. Here we go. Govier's guys player ads. Look at that.
That is beautiful.
So look, what do you think of these 6 players? These are who I'm now. Look, some of these guys are like I like them regardless. Maybe we're still waiting for them, but I think Thomas Sagisi, who now with Mason Wynn, shout out to Mike Virginia, who nailed it. He didn't know if he called to get injured or not, but Mason Wynn is now unavailable. Thomas Sagisi is going to play shortstop. Britton, does that interest you at all? Does that tickle your fancy a little bit?
Yeah, it does. He had a bomb the other day. Thomas Sagasi, by all accounts, is just a great character guy too. One of my favorite pods is the Prospect One by our friend in this league, Chris Welsh. The Welsh.
Oh, Welsh, yeah.
Yeah. So that's how I got to know Thomas Sagasi for the Cardinals, and great guy. And now he's got an opportunity. So, would you rather, let's say you have Kyron Paris, Geraldo Perdomo, Thomas Sagasi. I mean, I would say Sagasi's probably third in that group. Would you think? That's Kyron Paris.
I don't.
You don't? Did you put Sagasi up there?
Perdomo, see, I really like Perdomo. I have over the last couple of seasons. He's had moments, but he hasn't had the playing time. Right now, he's playing every day. I admit that. And he's at the top of the Arizona lineup. Geraldo Perdomo, a nice bat to have. The only thing that's missing with him is power. But he's hit a couple bombs already this year, so maybe we're going to see the best of that power now that he gets to play every day. Maybe this really is the breakout year. So I would go, I guess, if Perdomo, Sagisi, and then Paris. I'm not buying into the Paris thing just yet. I've liked Sagisi since last year, and I remember Uncle Ted, who was a regular in our chat, we were talking about him last season, and I actually drafted Sagisi. I don't know if it's Sagasi or Sagisi. I'm just going to keep saying Sagisi until further notice. Right. But I drafted him in a couple of my leagues this season, like at the end of my drafts, to take a shot on him. And now that he's going to get shortstop eligibility, I'm very much into that. So that's where I stand on those 3 players.
Yeah, they're all talented. I think we kind of, when I say we, I mean me. I think I missed the boat on Kyron Paris. I should have picked him up last week. I didn't. And a slump's coming, or a mini slump. I think I missed out on Paris.
Yeah. I don't have any shares of Paris at all either, so I am talking from that point of view where I don't get to be a part of it. But I can't deny, if we look at what Kyron Paris has done so far, and the Angels, by the way, they're off to a good start. They're like 8-4 last I checked.
Super hot. Yeah, they're winning their division, the Los Angeles Anaheim Angels. Wouldn't that be something?
That's hilarious.
Genius.
Yeah. Angels.
Ron Washington.
I love Ron Washington. We all love Wash, don't we? Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, so that's how I feel about. Paris is a guy that there was talk and buzz in the preseason, and I know a lot of us got excited about him. I just didn't get a chance to get in the ground floor, so maybe I will regret that. But so far, he's got 5 dongs. That's stupid. That's not going to last. 5 dongs, 5 steals. A lot of red here through 13 games of the season. A lot to like. His hard hit rate looks pretty good. His expected stats are matching up. He's striking out 21%, walking 12%. It's early, but Kyron Paris does look like a possible breakout player this year. I can't deny that.
And there have been talk about what he did in the offseason, working with some hitting coaches, and that narrative has been built up. But look, he's producing. And at the end of the day, the numbers are the numbers and the stats are the stats. So I would do Kyron Paris first. He is available, and I think in my TGFBI league. So I've in my bid list there, I've got him in there. I doubt I'll get him just because I'm not going to go crazy. But
yeah, someone's going to go ape shit on a big bid for Paris, right? It's going
to happen. And why not?
No,
it's a fab league. Yeah, why
he's
not?
He's a 5-cat guy on the surface right now.
Hey, let me ask you a question about that. So that's a 2-catcher, 5x5. You're obviously in the TGFBI. I've got Colton Cowser on my bench. He broke his thumb, hit by pitch or something. He's out for 6 to 8 weeks. I'm going to drop him, right? There's no reason to hang on to somebody in a fab league for 6 to 8 weeks.
You're going to drop him.
I think so, right? I kind of feel weird about it.
Yeah, you should feel weird about it. I mean, this is a guy that was hitting leadoff for a moment. I know they were waiting for Gunnar to come back. It wasn't going to last. But I really liked him as a breakout this year. If this is a guy that's a part of your core, and he'll be back now from this moment, let's say he's back in 6 weeks, right? So then it's mid to late April. It's late May, and then you don't have Cowser. Are you going to be regretting that when he comes back? Are you going to pay for it?
I don't know. That's the thing.
Someone's going to add him. If you drop him, someone will add him. So then you will not get Cowser rest of season. You just have to make peace with that. It's not a bad idea at all. Holy shit.
I know a lot of it is like team.
Wait. I'm so sorry to interrupt. Holy shit. Look at this. Look what this. Eddie just gave us $40 goddamn dollars.
Oh, hey. Thank you, sir.
Eddie.
Eddie,
oh my
you are too
God.
kind, my friend.
Eddie,
you
that
are
is
too kind.
I don't even know what to say right now, but thank you so much. Eddie, we love you. He says, gentlemen, enjoy lunch on me today. So thankful for the Pallazzo crew and the time you put in to entertain us with your personalities and wisdom. You guys are the best. I'll tell you what. You know what? I am gonna enjoy lunch today after this.
Thank you, Eddie. Thank you,
Eddie. That's so cool, man. So thank you, Eddie. Thank you so much. Anybody else can do that. You don't have to give us $40. That was a humbling moment. So bottom line, Cowser, I wouldn't drop him, Britton. That's what I would do. I would hold on to him just because he's I still expect a lot out of him. But if you don't think that thumb is going to be if you think it's going to be a problem rest of the season, then I can understand why you're saying, you know what? I'm trying to win now and I'm going to move on.
It's a bench crunch. Like I'm holding on to Tyler Stevenson, who the catcher. I've got Ronaldo Lopez on the IL. Like I got to get rid of some of these people.
I hear you.
So you know,
I feel like Cowser's got to stay there though a little. I think you'll regret it, but it's your team, so that's my opinion. If you're asking me. And what's anybody else think? Anybody else in live chat want to jump in on this one? Help Britton out. He helps us all the time. Let's see if we can give him some thoughts on this. You still got, 8 hours till you have to make this final decision anyway. So that's the good news. Back to the graphic I was sharing. Also, so Luis F. Ortiz, a guy that I propped up a ton. He's basically like the guy I drafted in every league I had this season. Struck out 10 guys yesterday, 10 Royals, by the way. After a terrible start, first game, 7 earned runs. Then his second start was a quality start, not a lot of Ks. And then he blows up with 10 Ks yesterday. So, of course, I was coming in my pants big time when I saw that yesterday. I can't deny it. To give you a real visual right there. But I'm wondering what you think, because obviously I'm biased on Luis F. Ortiz. Looking from an objective point of view, Britton, are you more interested now? I mean, I assume you would be more interested, but is this for real?
Anytime I see 10 Ks, I'm interested. That's not by accident. So I like Ortiz a lot. And do you know who he plays in his next start? I won't keep you in suspense. The Pittsburgh Pirates.
Oh, revenge tour.
His former team. And I believe in the Narrative Street. I park my car in Narrative Street. I drive down it with the windows rolled down. I'm all about Narrative Street. And I think I like where and play well. It doesn't hurt that it's also the Pirates, which is literally the worst hitting team in Major League Baseball. You can't, except maybe the Mariners, but they started to heat up too recently. But the Pirates aren't heating up anything anytime soon, unfortunately. So that's a great matchup. He had a great start. So yeah, I give him my Frosted Flakes seal of approval. It's great. See how I tied everything in there?
You nailed it. You absolutely nailed it. I need that drop for sure. Lastly, then we'll move on from this. I just like these other guys. I think they're going to make differences, whether it's now. Ty France is making a difference now, and Jose Miranda was demoted because he screwed around. Do you see that play with Jose Miranda? That was so stupid. That got him demoted where he thought he was out. He walked off the bag, then he got tagged out. That was so dumb. So dumb. What are you doing, Jose Miranda? He's gone.
Yeah. And I always liked Miranda too, but
I did too. I have him a lot of leagues, Britton. So now, but Ty France looks like he might be back this year. He's hitting pretty well and up in the cold north.
He's been like one of the bright spots in the Twins. Like it's been far and away the most disappointing team. I think they won their division last year. Now they're at the bottom of the division. Ty France is the only one that's really hitting or doing anything. So
David Festa got called up too, and he did a little bit for them on Friday night.
He did well, yeah.
So he's getting another start, and we're not seeing Zebby Matthews too. So we have to be clear on that yet.
Yes, Zebby Matthews. They're giving Festa another start, and Zebby is just going to hang out until Festa has a bad start or something. I don't know, but Festa looked good. I think he had one unearned run.
He didn't. He didn't give up any. Oh, an unearned run. Yes,
unearned.
of course.
Yeah, it was unearned.
Yep.
But so yeah, Festa looked good, and if he's, I looked him up in my Fab leagues. He's not available, but if he's available in your league, I think Festa. If Festa has another game like he did, he's going to get a little runway there, and he's a K guy, and he's got all the pedigree. So yeah, David Festa for the Twins is somebody to keep an eye on. Now, who would you rather pick up, Ortiz or Festa? I guess everything's short term, and short term Ortiz's matchup is better, but.
Well, that's a no-brainer for me because Ortiz is locked in the rotation for sure. Like, he's not going anywhere, if that's the difference factor. But I do like both of their stuff almost equally. They both have stuff for sure, and they can both miss bats. But Ortiz is locked in. They traded for him in the offseason, and Festa is just a little bit more tenuous with how long or he'll remain in the rotation. But the Twins, they said, also suck. So
here's another thing too. I didn't. It just occurred to me is that Pablo Lopez may not be out that long, and if he
it's
comes
not that
back,
bad a strain. Yeah, it's not that bad. I don't think he'll miss more than maybe two.
You never know.
A
couple weeks. You never know. But when he comes back, obviously he's sliding right back in the rotation. So that's another thing.
And then one of the other guys on my list, and Eddie's asking here, who just gave us a wonderful tip. Thank you, Eddie. Is Jake Meyers legit? He looks good this season so far. I made a video in the preseason here on this YouTube channel. You can go back and check it. I gave you some of the biggest hard hit risers from 23 to 24. And on that list, Jake Meyers was on that list. He jumped from 28 to 37% hard hit rate. Now, that's not everything, but it certainly was something that I took notice about, Britton. And I looked deeper, and I'm like, okay, who's going to play in this Houston outfield, right? They're trying to make Cam Smith a thing. You still got Chas McCormick around. How does Meyers fit into this? So the only concern was that Meyers would get enough playing time, but he is getting playing time pretty regularly now. He stole 2 bags yesterday. We're not seeing any power yet for him, but it's also April. We're still waiting for more powers coming this season from a lot of guys. So I think Jake Meyers is legit, and this is definitely a guy I'd be adding in 14 teamers and deeper, but he's worth an add in deeper leagues.
Has he got one of those torpedo bats? That's all he needs.
He's missing it. It's the only thing he needs because he hasn't really hit a home run yet.
Yeah, go to eBay, get one of those things. You go to eBay, you sign in, and then in the little search you put MLB torpedo bat, and you'll have one like in 2 days. Boom, career better.
So I'm interested, but again, like I said, Eddie, that's in 14 teamers and deeper. But I think as the season progresses, we will see Jake Meyers being a guy that you wish you had in a month. I know that sounds like
he's playing
based
every
on his
day.
Career. Yeah, he's playing every day. It doesn't look like a ton.
Is busto. Mauricio Dubon can't play the outfield well.
Yeah, see, you start looking around.
Nobody's going to take his center field job because Meyers is a good defender, which is funny because when you watch him out there, he looks like Tristan Casas, like just like has no business being out there whatsoever. Like he just looks goofy and like weird and kind of like he's looking to go back to the cave where he lives, but when you see Meyers make a play, it's like a thing of beauty. So he's got that sneaky agility apparently, but yeah, Jake Meyers, he's a great defender. And, as we always say, managers love that S.
Yep. And then lastly, Gabriel Arias. This is a guy who was a hot prospect for Cleveland. Had a decent year last year, but he's really taken off this year. And depending on what league you play in, Gabriel Arias has multiple positionable eligibility. Like on Yahoo, I think he has at least 3 positions: outfield, shortstop, second base, third base. So he's got a couple dongs. He's on fire right now, and he's playing every day. And I'm telling you now, this guy has a prospect pedigree that you want to get on bed with. So I would be adding Gabriel Arias, borderline 12 teamers as well. Yeah, I said it. Okay.
Yeah,
that's it. That's my graphic. I'm done.
I like him too, Gabriel Arias. From that same team, Lane Thomas has been injured with a wrist injury. They called up. See if you recognize this name, Angel Martinez.
I do. I love Angel Martinez. Excellent OBP guy.
Excellent switch hitter. 23 years old. He's been playing starting center field the past couple of days for the Cleveland Guardians, and as you can imagine, he's been hitting well. I think, there was a time last year where he was batting like second for the Guardians for a while.
Yes. Yeah, I loved him last year in his brief opportunity, and then he didn't make the team on opening day this year, but he's back already. I love it. I think Angel Martinez is an OBP ad for sure.
Definitely, and he's going to help your average. His current batting average in 2 games is 714. That's good for your batting average. 3 RBIs.
Wow, dude.
8 whole plate appearances, but you know what? Whatever. That's we'll take it. So
Joe
I
says Myers was working out with Profar, by the way. You can't prove that. You can't prove that, Joe. You can't prove that.
But yeah, with Lane Thomas hurt, and plus Martinez, like nobody's hitting in that outfield anyway. Or maybe Big Christmas, but everybody else is pretty miserable. Like
Nolan Jones sucks.
He can if he's hitting, Martinez can grab playing time. And I was looking at one of my teams to pick him up, and I have Trevor Larnach, or Larnark, as we say down here in Tennessee. Trevor Larnach.
Larnach.
Law dog, Law don't go around here, Law dog.
Law don't go around here, Law dog.
R.I.P. Val. R.I.P.
The biggest pussy, the biggest little weasel in movie history was Ike Clanton in that movie Tombstone. Yeah, you talk a good game,
man.
and then you
coward.
No, please don't kill me. I don't have a gun. Ultimate coward.
And the actor that portrayed Ike, also the actor that was the bad guy in all the Avatar movies, the Colonel.
Oh,
same actor.
That's him. His beard is so big I couldn't even see him. Holy shit! Good call, dude. Nice work.
Yes.
Wow. Eddie says I have Nolan Jones, hoping he does what he did 2 years ago for the Rockies. It's a slow start, but it's early.
Coolers.
I'm not giving up on Nolan Jones yet.
Man, I'll take Angel Martinez over Nolan Jones.
What? Oh, come on, dude. Okay, hold on.
Nolan Jones can't hit. He
can't hit.
He cannot hit. What?
Hey, all right,
look at his stats. He cannot hit. That look this year and then last year. That's a player that can't hit because he can't hit. It's like Moneyball. If he hit good, why didn't he hit good?
Well, it's early. The stat line looks terrible, but it's early. It's like we say, we don't panic yet either. So, but you're out of him regardless. You don't think there's a turnaround brewing?
I think last year was He had a bad year last year. He's having a bad year this year. I want Cameron Misner. I want
Cameron Meisner. Yeah,
you say Misner. I say Meisner. No, I say Meisner. You say
tomato.
Tomato. I like him. Mike V and I were talking on Friday about the Tampa Bay Rays have a 8-game home stretch coming up. So I was trying to pick up all the fringy Cameron Meisner, Jake Mangum, Jose Caballero is starting a lot. If Christopher Morel is available in your 10 or 12 league, I would go get him. He bats 5th every day. He hit a home run. Well, it wasn't a home run because he got robbed, but I feel like Morel is like this close to having a really good week. So I like all those Tampa Ray players with eight games at home, hitting in beautiful Florida where it's humid, it's hot, and the balls fly out, baby. That's and hey, one other thing I wanted to mention too while I was rambling real quick. Yeah. Your boy Emilio Pagan. If you need a closer, Emilio Pagan for the Cincinnati Reds is 4 for 4 in save chances. He's gotten back-to-back save chances, converted them both, obviously. So Emilio Pagan, because weren't you talking him up a few weeks ago? I wish
Not me.
Not you. Maybe it was Mike V, but somebody was, and I paid no attention to it. And now it may be too late, but I'm putting bids on him everywhere.
Hey,
Emilio
Alexis
Pagan.
Diaz is close to coming back, though. He is. He's back in the clubhouse. And he feels much different. I know you're out on him, but I'm not done with Alexis Diaz. I think he can still reclaim this job.
Sure, but keep your eye on Alexis Diaz. But they're not going to throw him out the first save chance or anything like that. They're going to ease him back in.
No, that's true. No, he's not going to get the job back. But in 3 weeks from now, he could be closing. I'm just saying. 3 weeks moves quick. We do these shows and life flies by. Poof! One day I was 44 years old. I didn't even know it. I was like, holy shit, how did I get here? Where'd the time go?
I don't know. It's going too fast.
You know what I'm talking about. Diaz is coming back next week, says Star Platinum. That's right. We got you. We're on top of it.
Right.
Eddie says, when's Chandler Simpson getting called up? Yeah, that's someone to keep an eye out, too. He could have fantasy appeal with the Steels. Joe G says, I dropped Larnach for Pavin Smith this week.
That's a great drop because Smith has got all those righties coming up on his schedule.
Oh, okay, so good call.
Yeah, Pavin Smith has got a bunch of righties coming up. I think all righties. Or projected.
This is what Pavin Smith had to say when he was talking about all these upcoming righties this week.
That's just my game.
Oh, that's a little deep.
That was
just my game.
Bad recording, but it's that's just his game. Anyways, anybody else, Britton, that were on your notes? Get y'all on the record here. And then we'll get back in live chat, folks. I swear we're trying to cover. You guys are on fire. If you do tip us, we'll put you in the front of the line. Just saying. So.
Yes. Thank you, Eddie. Easton Lucas.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you know who that is?
I do know who that is.
I have become familiar recently. Easton Lucas is a starting pitcher for the Toronto Blue Jays. He's had 2 great starts with Max Scherzer on the IL. He was scheduled to go today. That was pushed back because there was a rainout. But he's going to pitch against Seattle.
2-start week?
2-start week. So he's done really well. He kind of has Bowden Francis, Tobias Myers vibes from last year. Just kind of dude that came out of nowhere, was a long reliever, and then has found success, hitting his spots. Everything just works. No, you're not sure why or how or what, but you don't care because he's his last start was against the Red Sox, and he went 5 and 1 out and struck out 8. He looked better than Crochet did. Yeah. So it could just be a good 2 starts, but why not? You're not going to have a whole lot of trouble picking up Easton Lucas.
There's something here. Robbie Baseball did a video about him 2 weeks ago as a streamer that one day, and now there's more behind this because Scherzer with his thumb issue, who knows what's going on? He's old. He's trying to hang on. Easton Lucas is the future. It's all about the youth in this country. Even in Canada, they care a lot about the youth. So I like it. Easton Lucas.
I'm your huckleberry.
He's your huckleberry. That's for sure.
Yeah, why not? He's pitching well. So, and
I love
Seattle's hitting better, but they still suck.
Anybody else on the notes before we get back to live chat, Britton?
That's it.
Okay, great. We got a lot of content in here, so we're going to cover a lot of ground here. By the way, I can't believe I just said the word content. I'm trying to stop saying that. Sorry, everybody. Sorry. My bad. It happens. I got a bigger vocabulary. I can do better than that. Car? CSR? Not car. CSR. Welcome, CSR. Like the video. Subscribe to the YouTube, please. Should I drop Jansen or Luke Jackson for Pagan? We're talking closers here. Kenley Jansen, the Angels, or Luke Jackson. By the way, Mr. What's his name? The hot stud from the Angels is on the IL now. Buzzkill for Ben Joyce. He's out, so he's not going to be in the mix. It's Kenley Jansen's show, right?
Kenley's been doing it anyway. He's got 5 saves on the season.
Would you drop Kenley?
No, I'm keeping Kenley and Luke Jackson. Hang on to them, like Mike Govier just said. Alexis Diaz may be in there. Emilio Pagan has looked good. I say look good. He's converted all his save chances, so that is good.
But it's not about the future. It is about the future because I don't trust
it's not about the past.
It's not about the past. So what are you going to do next, right? We're trying to predict as best we can.
Keep Jansen, keep Jackson, and just keep Pagan on the watch list.
Hey, and he says, or she, whoever you are, says sounds good. Thank you, CSR.
Wonderful people.
Wonderful people. We love CSR on this show. Star Platinum. McGill got crushed yesterday from Milwaukee. He's got a knee problem. Yoho will be coming up soon. Now, I have to check his stats. I was keeping an eye on Abner Uribe. Remember him last year?
Oh, yeah.
There was a lot of hype about maybe he could take the closing job, and it didn't work out. But
he got the first save of the year, and everybody went crazy. They're like,
yeah.
Oh, it's Uribe time, and then he never got another save that entire season.
I still think Uribe's he's back with them, and he's pitching well to start this year. He's only given up, I think, one outing with earned runs. The rest, he's been flawless so far. So keep an eye on Abner Uribe of the Brewers, folks. Although McGill still has the stuff and has looked pretty good for the most part outside of yesterday, I feel like. So I'm not giving up on McGill by any means.
Nah, it's one blown save. It hurts. I hear that. But, I would hang on. But, Joel a.k.a. old Joe Piamps, a.k.a. Pampers.
Oh, Pamps!
Pampers is still lurking around somewhere.
Fucking Pamps! I love Pamps. Yeah. I love saying Pamps. It's so funny.
What about Yoho, the closer in waiting? Let's see. Is he a AAA?
I like Yoho. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Yoho's a AAA. Logan Henderson. The Brewers have guys in the minor leagues that are interesting, but is it their time yet? It's still April. Can they get called up? I don't know. I think there might be a little bit of a waiting period still. The Brewers are playing much better. They had a terrible start against the Yankees, remember, but the Brewers have turned it around and getting back on track this season. So
And they got Woodruff coming back too.
I'd be really curious to see how that goes because I've loved Brandon Woodruff back in the day. Always have, always will. Oh, look who's here. We're just talking about him. The Welsh. Sup, boys? Wow.
Hey, what up?
Hey, the Welsh, the man. I haven't talked to you in a hot shit minute, to quote the great outdoors.
Hey, let's shout out the Chris Welsh, a.k.a. the Welsh, and his partner, Scott Bogman, in this league.
Boggs.
One of my all-time favorite fantasy baseball podcasts, the first one I ever started listening to, called In This League. Go download it. If you like this show, you will love that show as well. Shout out Welsh and Scott Bogman. Been great guys for years.
Hell yeah. We love Welsh and Boggs, our friends. Make sure you check out In This League. Good to see you, Welsh. Thanks for popping in. That's fun. What a little treat that is.
Much.
We're blessed with your presence. Eddie says, Tobias Myers pitching for Nashville today. I suspect he'll be up next weekend. Yeah, he should be back. He's healthy. He should be okay. Let's do it. Let's roll.
I should go check him out. Just north the Nashville Sounds. Yeah,
Get
play
over there.
North
Scouting
of downtown
report.
Nashville. I'm too old to go to downtown Nashville these days, Mike Govier. I don't know. Like you have to be under 30 or they won't let you in the Nashville downtown area.
I had not heard
And being 48, I'm like the guy at the club, like they let all the good looking young people in, and then people like me, they make stand out in the line in the rain for 4 hours. Like they're
You're
just
like
not
Leisure
letting
Suit
me in.
Larry. Nobody wants you
Yeah.
around. I caught that Leisure Suit Larry reference last week, by the way.
Oh, good.
And I thought-
Yes.
I
Sierra
love that. I
Entertainment.
wish I was on the show when he said that. I loved it. That game was so stupid, but everybody who had a PC in the 90s knows Leisure Suit Larry.
Oh, that was the dumbest game ever. It was awesome.
Dumb. So dumb. But if you were a young boy and you're desperate just to see even a cartoon sexy woman, kids are weird. Teenage boys are weird people. They're just strange. Stan Lester. What a name. That
There you
name
go,
really
Stan.
has Stan Lester. You sound like an attorney at law.
Yeah,
Welcome to the show.
There you go, Stan Lester. I'm not.
JT
I don't
Gainworth
mess with Stan Lester.
Nobody messes with Stan.
No.
It does. Sounds like a TV
like a
show.
hitman.
Stan Lester has his own TV show. He's an attorney. He's
I'm
solving
gonna shoot
cases.
somebody.
Like L.A. Law. I could see Stan Lester on L.A. Law. JT Ginn with a look. Dropped Shane Smith or root for him. Is Ginn in the mix now? Christ. I mean, I'm coming back from. I was in the bunker for 2 weeks. So is that a thing now?
I like JT Ginn. He looked great. He pitched the other day for the Athletics.
Oh,
I still
6
just can't.
Ks.
I still can't start an Athletics pitcher. I just can't do it in that ballpark or anywhere else. But look, he did look good. Out of these three names, Shane Smith looked good. But I prefer Landon Roop, a.k.a. Roop. There it is. He had a great start, his last start. I think he's kind of feeling his groove a little bit. Landon Roop, there it is for the San Francisco Giants. He would be my pick of those three. So what do you think there, Govier? Are you I know you were a Birdsong guy, so I think you may have been against Roop a little Roop prejudice, as they say.
I admit that freely. You opened me up to Roop a bit. Too Kind Dude says, Welsh checked in again. Miss you, Govier. Britton Allan, my boy. That's right.
See you soon,
Hell
love.
yeah. And Eddie says, yes, that is the same Welsh with the podcast with Joe Pisapia. Yes, the Welsh is also on Fantasy Pros like all week long with Joe Pisapia.
And Prospect One. That's all his all prospect show. It's called Prospect One. He talked about all the prospects coming up, all kinds of great names. Check it out.
Look at this. We got the update on Stan Lester. Nope, I'm a truck driver with 5 TVs in his garage to watch all the sports.
Well, that's 1,000 times better than being, a
An
lawyer,
attorney.
hitman. Yeah, forget those guys.
So if you want me to go back to ranking these three guys, I know we're off the rails, but we get right back on the rails, folks. We never stay too long. Shane Smith or Roop or Ginn, I think Hayden Birdsong will be in this rotation soon. I do. I really do. I picked him up actually in a league earlier this week, just as I think on Tuesday, just to have him, waiting for him to get back in this rotation. I still think he has a shot to be in there. So yeah, I'm out on Roop. But Shane Smith, he had a really good start early in the week, and JT Ginn looked good for the A's. And I think the A's offense, Britton, I know we're worried about that home park, but their offense is good enough to get pitchers wins. And if pitchers can limit the nasty contact that can cause a lot of problems at their home park, then maybe JT Ginn is worth it. I still think I'm going to go maybe Shane Smith, Ginn, Roop right now.
It's worth keeping an eye on, absolutely no doubt. JT Ginn has a prospect pedigree. And I was just looking, Landon Roop's next start is at Philly. I don't know about that.
Oh boy.
On a fringe situation, I may look as well. Go, hey, forget those three guys. Go pick up Easton Lucas.
Right, exactly.
I'll take him over all those guys right now. I mean, for the future, different story. But right now, as we say, carpe diem, which we all know is French, for eat more beignets, carpe diem, Easton Lucas while you can.
Hey, take it from a Frenchie like myself, Govier, okay?
There you go. Parlez-vous français? I almost said senorita. That's not, that's not right.
We don't get as many things from Twitch. We love when the Twitch people do check in, though. So go JPG, who I think is my pal. He's one of the patrons. By the way, Patreon starts at $3. We have a Patreon, and I'm getting back in the game now. I know I've been gone for a while, but I'm locked in. I'm so excited to be talking baseball right now with Britton. This is what I live for. Happy Sunday, guys.
Happy to have you back, Michael Govier.
Thank
great
you,
to see
friend.
you again. And yes, it's baseball full day today.
Woo! Yeah, I'm going to be this show's over. I'm going to be grinding on all my NFBC fab till midnight tonight. So happy to have Govier back in the captain's seat. Which 2-star pitcher do you guys like this week? Easton Lucas. Well, we know we both like Easton, so we give you a thumbs up. Taijuan Walker showed signs of life to start the year, but I'd rather go with Easton Lucas. I know it sounds crazy, but that's where I'm at. Even in a head-to-head league.
Guys. Yeah, obviously I like Lucas. I've been yakking about it, but I like Taijuan Walker too. This might be a full-blown turnaround for Taijuan Walker. It could be.
Oh,
yeah. Let's project. Think positive, be positive.
It's a good team to rack up wins on. I can't deny that. I do admit that with Taijuan Walker and the Phillies. Trying to catch up on some of these previous ones. We never try to ignore you people. We love you people. Ooh, 2K, my man. Would you drop Sal Perez for Rice? No, you can't do that, can you?
No, I don't think so. You hang on to Sal Perez. He's going to turn it around. I would be willing to bet. I'm not into the graphs as Michael Govier is, but if you take Sal Perez's season, it's going to go like that.
Yeah, always does.
Ben Rice seasons, it's going to go like that, and that's just how it is. Like Ben Rice is going to cool off, and Sal Perez is going to heat up. So
great job.
Nailed it. There it is.
Get the Sal Perez heat up.
Lock that in.
I'm your huckleberry.
Bobby Miller coming up for a start on Wednesday. I like him for $1 tonight. Oh boy, the curious case of Bobby Miller.
Very interesting, Bobby Miller. Let's check his rehab start stats. And I know it's working on stuff. It is awful. So if you look, and I'm not, rehab starts could be like spring training, like,
sure. Whatever, but we know that.
Yeah. I would, no, for $1, anything goes. The price,
of course.
Hey, Eddie, the price is right, as my boy Bob Barker used to say.
I wish I had the other button, not the buzzkill button, but all I got is the buzzkill button. So, anyways, I wish I had the yodeler or one of those other ones. Who should I add? Harry Brooks, another guy. We know Harry on this show. Harry also sounds kind of like he could have his own attorney show as well. Harry Brooks and Stan Lester.
Yeah, no, Harry Brooks hangs out at Hogwarts. That's
Oh, okay.
Like everybody named Harry. They go become a wizard.
Are you a Dumbledore intern? Interesting. Who should I add? David Festa, Walker Buehler, or Bobby Miller?
Give me that Festa.
Buehler off to an interesting start. Got a win, then got ripped a bit. It's early, so nothing to take away from Buehler at this point. The most rock-solid case in terms of a rotation spot is definitely Buehler, though, of these three.
He looked good his last start. I watched it because I had him, and he did
money
well. He got pulled early. He was only like 79 pitches. And then the Red Sox, I can't remember who they brought in, but he immediately gave up like 3 runs. Blew his win.
Oh, but, wow. 6 1/3, 7 Ks. Outstanding against the Blue Jays in a 4-3 victory. Didn't get the win, as Britton just mentioned, but they did win the game.
Yeah, he looked, he had a rough 2 first starts, but he looked kind of
great.
back to his normal self. So I like Bueller a lot. I also like Festa. Bobby Miller, wait and see. Wait and see.
It's even the Dodgers can lose 16-0. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, huh.
I was like, is that just a typo? Did that really happen with the Cubs?
Yeah.
I guess the Cubs are still upset about Japan, so they took it out
Oh,
on
and
them.
what really hurt was my boy Ben Kasparius. I saw that. I was like,
Oh,
it was like
man.
600 runs or something.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, he's in one of my leagues, that I have to start, 6 relief pitchers.
Oh, here's a fun one. Putting us both to the test here, Britton. Star Platinum wants to know, is it Easton Lucas or Luis Ortiz? You know where I'm going still. I'm still going Luis Ortiz. But I do see that maybe this is more interesting than I realized a week ago.
I want them both. But if I can only get one, I'll take Lucas because of the 2-step, whereas Ortiz.
Great. Yeah, let's create some manufactured controversy here. Yeah. Well, it's not really manufactured. We both agree. I'm an Ortiz guy. He's a Lucas guy, but we both like both. So we're really just trying to we're having some fun here. Okay, Star Platinum. You know what I mean? Do I hold on to Zach Veen? There's some good options to switch with, but I'm not so sure. It's only been 5 games for him, so I'm conflicted. You can't bail on Veen yet. If you bought him, you have to stick with him. That's my opinion on this matter.
It's been pretty bad.
Coors.
Golly, I don't know.
Golly, but it's only 5 games, like you say. It's early.
Yeah.
Even you have patience too.
Yeah,
but I mean, if you want a Zach
Rafael
Veen guy,
Devers.
then who cares? Yeah.
I mean, this isn't Rafael Devers. Like this,
It's not
Zach
Rafael
Veen
Devers.
does not have a track record of success. 0.0.
That is true.
So I don't know if you're in a 10-team league. Yeah, I don't have a problem with that. There's going to be plenty of guys on the waiver wire that are more productive than Zach Veen. So,
okay.
But if it's a deeper league, no, you hang on to him. But
Yeah. No,
but
I'm
would
with
you
that.
drop Zach? Would you drop Zach Veen for Angel Martinez? Would you drop Zach Veen for Cameron Misner or Meisner? I would drop him for both those players in a 5 outfielder league. What do you think?
Context is always king in formats and leagues and situational rosters. But if you're asking me, I think I would actually rather have Angel Martinez.
I think the
than Zach
production.
Veen.
Yeah, let the production do its talk. Like Veen's got a cool name.
When
Zach
do the
Veen.
Rockies come back to good old Coors is the question, because that's
Coors.
always something we're looking for.
I think they
that
just
matters
did a
a
big
little bit.
homestand for a while. They may be on the
They
road.
did. I was in town it was a 6-game stand. Then they went to San Diego. Now they're going to the Dodgers this week, and then they come back, I think, next weekend. But I did put a bid in on Zach Veen. I admit that in like 2 leagues just because I thought I'd take a flyer, but I'm kind of glad I didn't now. Spring training, once again, doesn't mean much. It just doesn't. Eddie says, once the baseball season begins all the way through to September, I spend every Sunday working on my free agent list. There's nothing else I would rather do. It is a good time, I must just say. It's not like like writing an essay. It's like fun research. It's enjoyable.
Yeah, you're going to hit some, you're going to not hit some, but that's the fun of it.
Wow, look at Star Platinum. When the baseball season starts, I'm listening to baseball about 15 hours a day. Podcasts, radio, games. Woo! Locking you in, dude. Great job.
Great job.
That is
Me
impressive,
too.
I must say.
I love it.
Throw it to Lucas. Is that a line? Is that from a movie?
gotta be
Oh, that's from the movie Lucas.
I've never seen
Remember?
that movie. I know.
You never saw.
I've never
You-
seen it. Is that the one with the
you-
guy from Lost Boys?
Yeah, it's with Corey Haim.
Yeah,
not Feldman.
yeah.
And
RIP.
Charlie Sheen and that girl, the cute it girl from the Goonies, who's like the
Never
younger
seen it.
one.
Yeah,
I can't believe you've never seen Lucas. That blows.
I've
That's like
heard
right
of
in
it.
your wheelhouse. That is
I don't know. Isn't it like super sad?
No. Winona
Lucas?
Ryder's in it too. Young, lovely Winona Ryder. A beautiful
Yeah,
woman.
Winona back in the
1986.
day.
It's not. It's a mix. It's like there's some tough things that happen, but then some good things happen. I think you
right.
should watch Lucas, and I'd like to get a full report on it. I would. Throw it to Lucas. Yeah, it's a football. It's not a baseball focused movie, but it's got
Okay.
football in it. So
All right.
I
thought
go
it was
to
like
sleep.
a sad movie.
It's not. It's not sad. It's what do they say? It's life affirming.
Okay.
I go to sleep, wake up, grab my phone, look at the scores, and see if the late games are on. Wow. Star Platinum. I'd like to hear about what you don't
love
do
it, man.
baseball related, though. I would kind of like to hear about your life. Nothing better than making a good trade in your fantasy baseball league, says Eddie. Yep, that's true. Joe says, I traded for Tatis and Tucker last year, and they sucked. Well, it does happen. I mean, you can't win them all, right? So
They're back this year, baby. Kyle Tucker. is on that. You know that. Oh, let me share something with you real quick. You know that top 10 OPS league that we talked about, or that I mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
All right. So, Aaron Judge, Pete Alonso, Jonathan Aranda for the Tampa Bay Rays.
Somebody mentioned him in the chat earlier.
We forgot to mention him when we talked about the Rays earlier. Now, Miranda platoons, but as you can tell from his OPS, this dude hits. And so if they face a righty and you have a daily moves league, you have to go get Jonathan Aranda for the Rays. He looks like a legitimate bust out that no one's talking about. Maybe it's because he's, first base DH, but Jonathan Aranda for the Rays. Then
I have him on 3 teams, at least 3 teams. So I did draft him a few times for his. This was earlier in the show. Vin on X said, "What are your thoughts on Jonathan Aranda?" Look, we came back and got it to you, Vin. There you go, buddy.
Under the radar, great hitter, great contributor. When your OPS is up there with Aaron Judge, Pete Alonso, Kyle Schwarber, Kyle Tucker, and Corbin Carroll, you're doing something right. This is qualified hitters too. This isn't like Aranda had 4 plate appearances and got 3 hits. This is 60 plus.
Yep.
So go get Jonathan Aranda.
I love Aranda.
Hey, real quick too, the 10 worst OPS.
Ooh, here we go.
Okay, remember it's qualified hitters. It's not a guy that just called up and went 0 for 5.
That's fine.
Can you take a guess who's on the top 10 worst OPS? You recognize obviously a lot of these names.
I normally I could, but I've been so out of the loop I don't even know. So just hit me.
I'll give you number 1, Dylan Cruz. His OPS is 272. Oh, no.
I thought Javi Baez would be on that list, but he wouldn't qualify.
Man, you can't keep a player up that bad. It's like not good.
I didn't draft him anywhere. Did you draft Cruz at all?
Did,
because I wasn't.
Yes.
You did.
I did.
I wasn't.
I
didn't think.
Cruz.
I took the stance that, okay, yes, this guy could be a MVP down the road here, but is it going to happen now in redraft? And I said no. So I didn't go on Cruz at all.
One of the reasons why I think that's interesting is because Dylan Cruz, like they have to send him down to rebuild his confidence. His mental state can't be good. You can't come into work every day in this bad a slump and things be okay. Like I think they have to send him down for his own good. Do they call up Robert Hassel III? I wish the Welsh were on here and tell us, because he used to be,
Eddie just read your mind, by the way.
There you go. Yeah, keep your eye on that. If they send Dylan Cruz down, Robert Hassel III may come up. Guy, he was a first round pick. Struggled at the beginning, but had a great Arizona Fall League. Do you remember that, Govier? He was like the talk of the town, like Matt Mervis style.
Can you say post,
haste, as they say? I'll just run through these real quick. Alec Baum is second.
Oh, that makes me sad because I have a lot of Baum. Yeah.
Wilson Contreras for the St. Louis Cardinals is third in worst OPS for qualified hitters.
And the Cardinals lost Ivan Herrera, buzzkill.
Marcus Semien, Yanir Diaz.
Yeah. Oh,
is on this list.
Simeon's done. Yiner's not.
Our boy Michael Talia for the Rockies.
Oh,
is number 9.
Britton, I'm so sorry, man.
OPS.
I'm so sorry, buddy.
Out player last year. Love you, Michael Talia.
He'll heat up in May.
And my boy Jake Berger. 10th.
Oh, I love Jake Berger.
OPS.
He's killing me.
My mushroom Swiss burger. They marinated the mushrooms with Worcestershire sauce.
Oh, I love
and
Worcestershire
it's just
sauce.
been wasted. Now, maybe they were bad mushrooms on my Jake Burger.
Oh, maybe.
Now I'm sick and I'm food poisoned with all my burger. I'm so sorry because I really like Jake Burger.
China.
He's been awful.
I just hit the wrong button. I did not mean to hit that. But hey, guys, when you hear that these top 10 guys of worst OPSs, it's not over yet. But just remember,
always know if the juice is worth the squeeze.
You got to remember that. And I think with Jake Berger and Alec Boehm, it absolutely still is. Don't give up on those guys at all.
Other than Talia, because he struck out a lot, and I don't know if I'd buy low on Talia.
But, oh, really? You're changing? Wait.
This is a tasty burger.
The Big Kahuna? That's right.
Big Kahuna burger at that
Yeah,
Hawaii
I'm worried about
joint.
Talia.
You're worried for real. Okay.
Oh yeah, man, he strikes out too much. It's just not working this year. Oh, you know who else is on here? Mark Vientos. I forgot to mention that.
Ooh, now that's one again that could be
That's a 30 home run slugger.
A sophomore slump that maybe isn't going to go right this year. I could see that one going off the rails this season.
Yeah,
even though I love Vientos.
Berger, Talia, and Vientos, 30 or 25 home run hitters from last year that are off to awful starts. So.
Frank says here, what's up, Frank? Good to see you, buddy.
Hey, Frank.
Bowman was dropped. I picked him up. It's boring, but he'll start contributing. It's not boring. I guarantee by summer, Bohm is on a great team and a great lineup. Bohm's going to be tearing it up. Just give it a little time. Don't fret. Aside from Dylan Cruz and Michael Toglia, the rest of those hitters are proven talent. No need to panic of them. Money in the bank, says Eddie. Money in the bank. Are you a Steven Seagal fan, Eddie? Remember that movie where he's taking on Hard to Kill? He's taking on that senator. You could take that to the bank. Bang, bang.
I remember that. I remember Under Siege. You remember that
hell
one?
Yeah. I remember Erica Laniak.
Like
my goodness gracious.
Remember Die Hard came out and just revolutionized action movies in 1988? And then all these little kind of copycats like Under Siege, which was Die Hard in a train.
Die Hard comes out in 88, and then
both Jean-Claude... Under Siege in a boat.
Under Siege was on a boat. It was Gary Busey and Tommy Lee Jones were CIA Navy guys who were the bad guys. And you got Steven Seagal running around the boat, killing everybody with Erica Laniak, who was one of the most gorgeous women.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah.
Mwah! Chef's kiss on Erica Laniak. But you're right. Die Hard came out in 88. And then both Jean-Claude Van Damme and Steven Seagal became these action stars. Both their Bloodsport was in 88. And then you had Kickboxer in 80. I love Jean-Claude Van Damme movies. So, yeah. I could talk about those for hours.
Hard Target.
Hard Target, yeah. What about the one with the Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals? Do you remember that one? What's that one called? Like Sudden Death? It's like Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals, and he's got that long mullet. Oh, man.
So that Sudden Death, Out to Kill. Mark for Death.
Mark for Death is
a great title.
Woo! Mark for Death is that's an intensely violent film. There's these two Jamaican guys who were twins, who were the bad guys in that movie, and one of them gouges their eyes out, and they show it. It's disgusting. It's like, wow, this is violent. Wow.
1980, early 90s coming at you hard.
Early 90s action, no holds barred. I intentionally stayed away from second-year players this year. That's an interesting strategy. Yeah. Here's a guy that actually has some value right now, even though I would never want to draft him. Frank says Zach McKinstry is a decent replacement for Wynn right now. I bet on him.
Yeah, I bet on him. He's been too hot. He's hitting at the top of the Tigers order. I know it's not going to last.
I was literally just going to say those words.
But I just want to go on a couple dates. Look, I'm not going to ask you to marry me, Zach. I just want to go out just a couple times. We'll go to the beach. We'll go get some dinner. Go have a few drinks. Just a couple dates. Casual, Zach. Casual.
Oh, shit. Everyone's coming in now. Eddie says Steven Seagal was great when he first showed up on the scene, but then became an overweight blowhard. Yeah, he's a douche now. Jason Statham and Keanu Reeves took over action films. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, true. Man. The Matrix blew all that garbage out of the way. It was
Mark for Death was the best Seagal movie. Look at that. We got people even know it. Look at that. Uwe2K is favorite.
That's hilarious.
And JCVD is an awesome movie, by the way, where Jean-Claude Van Damme plays himself. It came out in like 2008. It's actually his best movie. It's a deep cut, but go check it out. It's really good.
Is he still alive? I hate to.
Yeah, he's doing great. Did you see that commercial on YouTube like a few years ago where he did the splits on the two moving semis that were driving like 50 miles an hour? Did you see that?
I missed that. No, I missed that.
That's a real. I'm gonna end the show today. Hey, Britton, guess what I got? I've got the clip, the Mr. Ed clip.
Oh yeah. No, they mentioned somebody or Joe or somebody mentioned it the last one, and I watched it.
Sandy Koufax throwing gas to Mr. Ed
to a horse with a bat hanging out of its mouth. I was like, this is so right and wrong.
What about when he slides into home and it's like a dead fake horse body?
Dead horse body. Like, do you think that when they're filming that, the Dodgers player, these are real life players, right? They're looking around going, what is happening?
Yeah, there's some legends on that team. I couldn't name them all by. I mean, I know Sandy Koufax. I think Don Newcomb's on that team. It's crazy.
Man, yeah. I really need to stop this.
I actually laughed when I watched it. It was that dumb.
It was funny.
But it was funny. Star Platinum says we're going to wrap up the show here momentarily. Joe Boyle started today. 1 inning, 2 Ks, no hits. I would add Joe Boyle if he was going to stay, but he's going right back to Durham, unfortunately. Sorry, folks, because they got a gap here. They're trying to give pitchers extra rest, but I don't expect Joe Boyle will stay up with the Rays. If he was, I would add him. I would bid on Joe Boyle, but he's not.
So what you're saying is O'Boyle doesn't rule.
Boyle does not rule. That is absolutely true. Eddie says when Veerling returns, some of those low-end Tigers hitters will lose playing time. Yep, that's true too. Frank, Porter Hodge is available in my league. How soon before he's a closer? Well, we've been waiting for this. We might have to wait a little bit longer. I do admit in like 1 or 2 leagues I did drop Hodge where I had other closers I could rely on because I didn't need him. It might take a little bit longer for this to go how we want it to go, Britton.
I've got Porter Hodge in 1 league, and I'm keeping him for the time being. So I feel you, Frank.
Okay. Danny Miller says Britton drop Lopez, not Cowser. He's making it very clear to you.
Yes, I could show you my lineup or something, but I'm dropping Ronaldo Lopez 100%. But Cowser, I hear you. Yeah. I hear you.
Uncle Ted sneaking in at the end. Liam Hendricks, JT again. There's double impact. Uwe says it's 2 Van Dams in 1. That's right. Van Dam plays himself twice in double impact, which is not to be confused with double team with Van Dam and Rodman.
Hey, and this is a true story. If you're an actor, and obviously he's in the Actors Guild, every actor is, and you play 2 versions of a character, you get paid twice. It's like it's
no
part
shit,
of it.
really?
Yeah, I'm not kidding. It's a thing.
Wow. So when Tom Hardy did that movie a few years ago, he got paid twice.
When he played the brothers Cray or whatever.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know that.
Yep.
Thoughts, Joe G, our man. What's up, Joe G? Thoughts on Connor Norby? I love Norby. Hopefully he's close to returning. I would add him if he's available. I still expect him to hit 20, 25 homers now. I thought it was going to be 30, but now I'm lowering it just because he's lost a little time to maybe 20, 25.
Yeah, agreed. I like Connor Norby too.
Yep. Now, Tim says if Presley doesn't work out, they trade for a stud closer the way they are playing. Oh, that's an interesting thought. I will give you that. But they got Porter Hodge. They don't need to.
He isn't going to work out. He's like it's April, and he's like hanging by a thread. He's managed to convert a couple saves, but that was just like luck, you know.
Oh, we're wrapping up. We're leaving, I swear. But this one, Chad's here. What's up, Chad? Oh, my God, everyone's typing too fast. They're screwing me up. What's up, guys? Now, Chad hit me up last night, Britton, and we need to mention this. Sure. Lance McCullers is rehabbing, and he looks good. And he's going to come back to this rotation, it seems, barring injury. Are you bidding on Lance McCullers? Because Chad was asking me how much the price is going to be in NFBC for him tonight.
That's a great point. I read that too. Thanks for Chad to bring that up. Because of Lance McCullers' history and his last rehab start, it was only 4 innings, right? Chad, tell me if I'm wrong. So
5 Ks and 4 innings, I believe.
Yeah. So I've got my eye on it, and if you want to do a $1 spec bid, totally get it. But in NFBC leagues, I'd have to go check and see his availability. But no, that's a great call. Keep your eye on Lance McCullers. Wasn't it like in the postseason he once threw like 60 curveballs in a row, or has the record for? He was some crazy stat.
A key cog in one of their years. He hasn't been in the rotation in like 2 years.
Yeah,
he's still there.
Yeah, good for him though. That's a long, hard road. So I hope he makes it.
Well, you guys crushed it today. This has been a ton of fun. You got a full hour of fabulous waiver wire live chat show action. Myself, Michael Govier, Britton Allan. Make sure you guys follow us wherever you follow people these days, wherever you echo chamber you prefer. The Discord's free. Jump in that. The Patreon starts at $3, and we will be back. We got the Prospect Show coming up, and we might be doing Tuesday now instead of Monday, but it might be Tuesday now instead of Monday based on scheduling situations, but it will be early in the week. And then Friday, we'll be back on the air. And then next Sunday, we'll be back here again talking about the next players we're trying to add, right?
Hey, don't forget to give the 2. Utah, give me 2.
Oh, hell yeah. Utah, give me 2.
Give me 2.
Thanks, everybody, for being here. Eddie says it right way. Utah, give me 2. Britton Allan, Michael Govier. Everybody, sorry if we didn't get to answer your question today. We'll get to it next time. We did not mean any harm or disrespect. For Britton, I'm Michael. Mike Virginia, who's probably in the 3rd inning, live with his son, his very first baseball game at Camden Yards. We give you all the best, Mikey. Peace.
Thank you, everybody.